like if you found the video valuable. It started exactly at 3:17 a.m. Every single night. Maya had never been a light sleeper, but the past week had turned her into a nervous wreck. The soft, deliberate scratching behind her bedroom wall would jolt her awake at the same time, 3:17. Always from the same spot, always the same slow, clawing rhythm. She told herself it was mice. Maybe a possum. Old buildings made sounds, right? But when she mentioned it to her landlord, he simply frowned. That room was empty for a reason, he mumbled. People don't stay long. That should have been her warning to leave. Instead, she stayed, curiosity outweighing fear. The next night, she stayed up, eyes glued to the glowing numbers on her alarm clock. At 3:16, the air grew thick. Still, her breath felt too loud. Then, scratch, scratch, scratch. She shot out of bed and pressed her ear to the wall. It was right there, inches away. Mice don't scratch like that, she whispered. The scratching stopped. Silence. She backed away. And then came the whisper. Maya. She stumbled, knocking over the lamp. The bulb shattered, plunging the room into shadows. She didn't sleep again. The next day, she dragged a hammer and screwdriver from her toolbox and returned to the wall. She tapped along the plaster until she found the hollow spot. With trembling hands, she peeled away the dry wall. Behind it was nothing but darkness. A narrow crawlspace, no bigger than a coffin, stretched inward. The smell of mold and something foul spilled out. Then, she saw them. Claw marks. Long, deep grooves dug into the wooden beams. As if something, or someone, had been trapped inside, scratching to get out. The markings weren't aged either. They were fresh, and just below them were letters, carved with frantic desperation. Let me out. She recoiled, heart pounding. She slammed the panel back in place and covered the hole with her dresser. That night, she didn't sleep. But the scratching came anyway. Only this time, it wasn't from inside the wall. It was from under her bed. At 3:17, the sound started again. This time quicker, more urgent, scratch, scratch, scratch. Maya didn't move. She stared at the ceiling, heart thudding in her chest like a drum. Her phone was on the nightstand. Too far. Then a voice, raspy and close, came from below. I'm not in the wall anymore. She screamed and bolted from the apartment, barefoot and shaking. She spent the rest of the night in her car, headlights on, staring at her darkened window. When dawn broke, she returned to the room. The bed had been dragged 6 inches to the left. She moved out that day. But sometimes, she still wakes up at exactly 3:17 a.m. And she swears, just for a moment, she hears the faintest scratch at the wall beside her new bed.